With so many Americans simply trying to hold on to their homes, we got wind of something that could really get you boiling mad. In cities across this country, there sit empty buildings, many of them that you're paying for. And the bill is not cheap. Jonathan Carl is on the case, watching out for your money tonight.
Getting to our first abandoned building was easy. Just a short walk from the heart of Washington, D.C., it's known simply as Federal Building Number 8. Taxpayer-owned and empty.
This building doesn't look like much, but the real estate couldn't be more prime. The Capitol building is so close, you can see it reflected in its windows.
The property alone is worth more than $100 million, but the government is not making a penny off the building, which stretches an entire city block. The agency in charge says the government's vacancy rate is actually lower than that of the private sector, and says they've got plans to renovate the building, but it has sat empty for almost a decade.
We had to wait to get funding for design and construction from the Congress. That's the way this thing works.
This Gothic building sits on a sunny hilltop in Milwaukee. Arches crumbling, it's a mess. Still, the Veterans Administration is wasting $348,000 every year to maintain it. The list goes on and on. We visited another one near Chicago.
This 58,000 square foot building was once a VA hospital, but it has been vacant for more than 15 years.
But just holding on to the building drains away crucial VA dollars.
What about just selling it? I mean,
well, that's not something I can do as a VA director. That would require Congress to do that.
The Government Accountability Office estimates that the Veterans Administration alone is spending $170 million of your taxpayer dollars per year maintaining its vacant and underused buildings. Government-wide, the cost is greater.
It's a lot of money. We're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars every year to be able just to repair these properties.
But there is a success story, the old post office in Chicago, vacant since the mid-1990s. This Gotham-like structure was not only rented out as a set for the film Dark Knight, last year it became one of the precious few properties the government actually sold, though for a fraction of its worth before the real estate crash. An example of what the government needs to do: cut losses and start selling these buildings now. Jonathan Carl, ABC News, Washington.